So what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the next part of the R9 track build. So yeah, you're probably wondering what we are doing this time. Yeah, this time we are actually mounting our variable intake stacks that we produced, that you guys know of. And we also got our Ram air intake mounted. We just test fit it. So as you can see, this is the Ram air with the motor holders, a fairings holder on top, and this is the connecting piece to the airbox. You have one small piece that goes here that connects the Ram air to the airbox, and the airbox is currently removed because my dad's making the variable intake stacks ready. These are the scoops that go below the stacks. These connect the airbox to the throttle body.
Ja, maar dit moet dit.
Mijn vader is hier de stacks
Aan het vlakken.
aan het vlakken. Because the stacks need preparation to actually fit between the stacks and the airbox.
You need to flatten it out to be to create a tight fit.
Normally we use this machine to flatten the bottom of the stacks, but it.
The band, how do you say it? Noem dat schuurband. It's broken.
Yeah, it's broken, so we're currently doing it
By hand.
the manual way. And this part is something that our 3D printing guy has produced to
Flatten stacks.
flattened. So in our first iteration of the stacks, especially on the RS660, the solenoid was between the stacks and it pushed up the stacks simply this way along the gliding poles. And in our new iteration, we replaced the solenoid and it's now placed outside the stacks along the airbox. And what it does, it simply made the speed of the stacks probably with so along those lines it made it 6 times faster, which also of course improved the performance of the stacks and also improved the air delivery when opening the stacks, so there's no turbulent air anywhere. We also did some cable cutting, as you can see. These are the cables that are connected to the brake switches. Normally there is a brake switch around here under the brake handle, and we removed that simply because it's unnecessary and also doesn't look that great. We need to keep the clutch switch placed, because if you remove that, the bike doesn't know when or when not the clutch is in, and then you can always start the bike in any gear and quick shifting doesn't work. But it removed some unnecessary cables, so we are left with just this, which is less than normal and gives more room for the Ram air. And of course you need to remove a lot of cables for the Ram air. The clutch cable is also placed around this way, and here you have the cables for the screen. These are the necessary cables that you need to have on the bike, and we cut out a lot of other cables that are for the lights, so your turn signals, which are of course unnecessary. We don't need that on the bike. You just need these two cables to make the bike work. So what we're currently doing is testing the Ram air combined with our stacks that are inside of here. We blocked off the top of the airbox, so no air comes in through this side and only through the Ram air on the front. We connected a pipe to have extra air, because simply having the air come out this way is not gonna do anything for the ram air. So we connected a air pipe, and we're gonna see where we end up, and also do some fueling, because of course with the ram air and our stacks, it's gonna run very lean. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
So, right behind me, the R9 is warming up on the dyno, getting ready for our first run of the day. If we look at the graph from this session, right around 8,000 revolutions per minute, there's still a tiny bit of fine-tuning left to shave off. We've completely removed the factory limiters and we retarded the ignition just a fraction to get everything dialed in perfectly. With our variable intake stacks, the ram air and the full exhaust system, we're topping out at 125 horsepower and 97 Newton meters. Great numbers. But we can tell this is the absolute ceiling for this current setup. And the bottleneck? It's very clearly the stock camshafts. You can try to force as much air as you want into the engine with ram air, but if the valve opening is too small and closes too quickly, that air simply can't make it into the cylinder. The stock cams are choking the engine, which means our variable stacks can't even reach their full potential yet. So, the next step is simple. We're going to upgrade the camshafts and we're going to raise the airbox cover to give those lower stacks more breathing room and better airflow. We're definitely happy with the power it's making right now, but we know there's so much more left in this platform. Time to take it to the next level.